integrity. It's integrity.
Because you go through trying circumstances. And them circumstances, when you could make it through them, you true. And then you will have to change a lot of your fairy tale ways you see things in order to be real in them trying moments. Because you start to see that the illusion don't fit. So in the real key moment, what do you have to do to make it through that trying moment and come out supreme on the other side? Then that's when you like, hold on. Well, I got to change that concept. Cause that ain't gonna work given this particular situation. We got to transform this. And I think a lot of people, that is gonna be their initiation. When they say, well, this is a given situation, I gotta be serious. If I want to make this work and push this to the next level, I'm gonna have to let go of this illusion. Because we ain't gonna be able to do them both. You know, it's a fact.
Joseph, when I go, you was talking about the symbolicness of the wisdom in the Bible. They said Joseph, when he came out of the pit, is when he got his coat of many colors. But it was just that hell that he went through. And then,
yeah.
You know, that's the thing. And I think once you pass it, the initiation you go through, it makes you humble. Because now it's a quiet power.
Right.
It's not so much of you trying to show what you are, you trying to prove, you just didn't know. You know what I mean? That's the true transformation. You just know. You might speak on it, you might give it some reference, but you just keep it moving.
Right.
Because you're being. You
Yep.
know, I am that I am.
Right. Because if you looking for not acceptance, but some kind of like someone to solidify what you're doing, then you don't hold any kind of power in this the so-called change you made, because you shouldn't need any kind of outside force to say, yeah, okay, yeah, you made it, you
Right.
passed that hurdle. Yeah.
You're teaching.
If you're looking for that, then you already off your path.
Yeah, and then you get to the point where you start having your integrity doesn't mean you're prodding and trying to push people along to do anything. You start having integrity to those who are really revolutionaries in the moment, based upon your line of integrity. That's your integrity. People clear, ready to get the work done. You know what I'm saying? Ready to break through the barriers. Those people clearing that moment, positive and motivated to those moments, that's where your integrity lies. And it ain't just integrity with the people. It's your integrity to getting it done. To being in that positive state of being. That's where your integrity begins to lie.
Because you can build momentum with that.
Definitely. Just keep moving, keep moving the line on that. And that's the problem where the polygamy messed things up. Because it's giving you the illusion of having integrity to somebody outside of being productive.
Right.
Outside of being in that positive moment.
Yeah.
Because if you just have integrity to the positive moment, nothing can bring you down. Nothing to no one. You ain't giving nothing to nobody the space to bring you down. You're just moving in that energy.
Yeah.
And they either moving in that, or they ain't moving in that.
Because the Von Momentarian is deep too. Even when you say that word, all these different, it's certain words you can say. Whether it's the Bible, whether it's
Right.
that as soon as you hear it, you get all these.
Exactly. Exactly,
all these
man.
traps. You know, all these weird ass thoughts like, oh man, I'm gonna be missing out. This person's not gonna spend time. There's cheating. All this just shit. Just all these illusions. Don't
Right.
even go with that word.
Teaching.
You know what I mean? And people most of the time.
And you look up and find yourself depressed about what somebody else is doing. Period. And you got a context for that versus actually being productive and forwarding your energy into building. You know, because the now becomes the energy you put into it, not the energy somebody else put into it. They might jump off the goddamn ship, but the energy you put into it is perfecting your experience. And through the law of compensation, you will be rewarded for whatever energy you put out into the universe. That's the universal law of compensation. Whatever you put in, you will get out. If you put nothing in because of somebody else, you get nothing out. Not because of somebody else, because you put nothing in. And I found that out.
And that's real because in nation building, whether it's male or female, you know, we talking about relating with integrity. If something has to be built, you want those with integrity and with that enthusiasm to build it.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
if a man had to build a house, and, you know, and if we're going into people relating with multiple people, if you're in a situation where you don't have as much energy, or if you're pregnant, I'm speaking of a woman now, or just, I'm just putting out a circumstance, you will hope that it's somebody with some enthusiasm and has your best interest in hand to help carry on what needs to be the work. You know what I mean? This stuff should go hand in hand for the people that have the right mind.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's huge, man.
And my teacher talked about polygamy while I never seen it manifested.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about it. And I realized why he never manifested it. While I was there with him. But when I actually saw how proficient his wife was, she was proving he didn't need it. It's a fact. While she was open to polygamy, you know what I'm saying, she realistically was that proficient. You see what I'm saying? But he was somebody worth being proficient too. He wasn't just no nigga. This man was building shit. He was really solidly manifesting stuff. So she wasn't wasting her energy. But she was proficient. And every time he say, this is what we need a woman for, she was in them areas doing that. By herself. She was sewing this, that, literally. I mean, literally. I've never seen a woman more proficient, you know what I'm saying, than that woman was. So, it is about proficiency and progressive nation building. And if a person can maximize their energy to be productive on that level, that's fine. If a person can't meet that challenge, they do make room for other people to come and help. Even if they help mean showing them something that they didn't know to become more proficient. The bottom line, though, is proficiency. Elevation, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Nation building, that's a constant idea. Not polygamy. That's another type of an idea where you can be a Christian and be a polygamist.
Right.
That's just polygamist movement where niggas ain't on nothing but polygamy.
Right.
White women, polygamy.
Right.
You feel me? And then there's...
You just wanted to have multiple.
Right. There's people out there like that. I met them and they had the whole libraries on this shit. And I'm like, no, that ain't what I'm on, bro. I'm not on that. Literally. You know that little show they had called Big Love or something? Bullshit. That was some European, arrogance, vanity. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really based on nothing, man. So I'm saying that it boils down to be about proficiency and getting things accomplished and growing. And anybody about proficiency and accomplishment and about making something growing, this is what I learned. In the moment, you won't stop something, you won't destroy something that's going progressively under the auspices of expansion. And you see a lot of niggas doing that. They got something that's actually growing progressively with one woman, you follow what I'm saying, and moving and growing, and then they try to fuck that up for something under the auspices of an expansion. Then you do have other key situations where something will be better if it expanded, and other sisters came in to help out, it will grow further. You got that type of situation. But the woman is not going to open up to that. So there are different manners of situations.
And that's what you were saying.
Right.
And timing. It's a lot of timing and not really going past, in that building section, going past your own limitations.
That's what I'm talking about. You teaching.
You're not using
teaching.
teaching. Because the whole thing about it is, like you said, male or female, the gender now, as a spiritual being,
right.
It's a higher, we yin and yang. But in that building process, since we in these bodies, male and female, that the whole thing that you were saying is becoming valuable. And that's what nation building,
absolutely.
That's what personal development is.
Right.
We
And it's
more
becoming
valuable.
a person, because your life is shouldn't be fixated with the chase for others. You know what I'm saying? Period. But it's becoming a person where you know you're in alignment with that which is divine, and you can recognize it as it manifests.
100%.
That's the highest level. You got some people literally after just chasing people. Find me a woman, find me a man. They just literally chasing beings. They have not really become something in and of themselves, man. You know, and that's what their life path has become about. And what they end up finding is they chase people who chasing people, that's chasing people, that's chasing people.
They don't.
That is the journey. That is their life.
No, they don't have a certain level of fortitude.
100%. And will destroy something worth something for the chase of something that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Literally, because I said as many conscious people that are out here, it really ain't like that. Because it's work to really build with people and raise their consciousness, and it's time and energy that must go into that. So to just pretend like you gonna jump from dumb to stupid.
Got a whole thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Another thing coming.
Absolutely. Literally, you had a sister just barely about to make it over the gate of consciousness, then you just go find a dummy. Now you got the one you was with on dummy.
Right.
With her.
Bless your heart.
It's a fact, man. I've seen it happen before. So I'm just being honest, man. So people got to make sure that their real life path is about development. Because then at the same time, a sister won't get enraptured in a man that ain't talking about nothing under the auspices of marriage, and will attract a man based on nation building, like for real, and being in nation building in alignment with a man on nation building versus trying to be with a man. And I see that all the time. You know, sister was here. I asked her, I said, you seem like you want to really be in the glamour world. You don't seem like no revolutionary. Jokingly. And they said, no, this man wouldn't be with me if I wasn't. It didn't have nothing to do with no man. Being with you. Your place in this world is based on where you're at. What you're actually on. Man can be wiped away by natural disaster. Now what do you stand? You define by who and what you are. And in that, you be in alignment with a divine man. That's a fact. Otherwise, you have no place under auspices of thinking your place is with. You know what I'm saying? Oh man.
And that's what you said. The Buddha said, don't be attached.
You teach.
Attachments, those are not really real. You know what I mean? To have experience and to interface with another is a beautiful thing. But outside of that, you know.
Because nation building is always looking for those who are real. Because even with the sister, I went and asked, I said, okay, did you see the new lectures that was being put out? No. I said, so you're just not on nation building. So how can nation building represent you or support you if this really just not what you really on? What you really on, you will get out the universe. If you really on something, reality is looking for reality, man. If people really serious about nation building, people really are looking for them. Really are there for them. Because they know how valuable that is. That's a fact. Some people really, you know, if you really a martial art teacher, you really looking for a student. If you even really a good chef, you really looking for somebody to appreciate food. So if you really about something, you don't have to worry about anything because everything's seeking reality.
Yeah.
Reality is always seeking reality. So if you real, you in the safest place. You know what I'm saying? With an alignment with what you're trying to manifest.
And you have to be honest with yourself.
There you go.
To let it come to pass. That patience, you know, and that process, that little time, you know, that moment, you got to have that patience.
And in that, like you said, you're not attached to nothing but being real in yourself. That's your only attachment. Because you won't be deluded by nothing else based upon what it becomes, how it changes. You won't be deluded by any of that because you still got to be real for you. If 5,000 people fell off, you got to be real for you. If your children say fuck nation building,